Peace and blessings. What's going on? Jan is back doing some live streams, so hopefully somebody's gonna stop by. By the way, my name is Johnny Cash. I changed it, so please address it as Johnny Cash. That would be nice of you. But thank you for stopping by. If you are here, if you are not, then you're missing out. Anyways, I just wanted to catch up because it's been, I think, 2 weeks or something like that from my last live stream. And again, a lot of things have changed. I mean, my life just keeps getting weirder and weirder, but that's what I enjoy because I wouldn't want to have a boring life. Anyways, want to talk about why you need to get involved in the ideological warfare of today. So I guess we can talk about what do I mean by this, but hopefully people will stop by. Feel free to write me a comment, and I hopefully you guys can hear me as well. Inshallah. So before we dive deeper, I just wanted to let you know that yesterday I dropped a documentary. Well, documentary. It's like a 30-minute video about my trip to Belgium, to Brussels. And we visited the neighborhood Molenbeek, but also different places in Brussels with two Muslims who are my hopefully friends now. And they showed me around. We had a great time. So go watch that and please comment on that video because it will help to boost the algorithm. And why I want to make this, because some of my videos, some get to like 1,000 views or 2,000, but they are not that quality. And this is something which took me so much to make. And I'm not even counting the the logistical things, like I needed to arrange this with people. I needed to go to Brussels through many countries. I needed to buy a hotel. I needed to buy a car, not buy a car, but like I needed to make a lot of preparation for this. So if you want to help me, inshallah, you'll get a reward. Go and comment below on that video anything you want because it will trigger the algorithm, and comments are the most important on YouTube. And so it was really, I bought a GoPro and all this. So I just want to make sure, like, if this doesn't bother you, just go to that video and comment anything because it will really help me a lot. Because sometimes I make a video, I don't put any effort into it like that much, and it kind of is successful. And some of it, whenever I try kind of harder, it doesn't. And I feel like this is really, there's so much going on in that video. And I will post a new in the future, inshallah, about the biggest mosque in the Cologne in Germany, which I stopped by and I prayed, and we filmed it as well. So this is going to be really interesting. So all these kind of docu-series, I want to kind of help spread them, right? So it would be great if you guys can support that. But anyways, I don't want to talk about that. Daniel Kelly, hey, what's up? Thanks. No, I just want to, this ties back into the ideas, well, not the ideas, why we need to get involved in the ideological warfare. So maybe I can kind of suggest what I talk about here. If you look at the world today, regardless if you study politics or philosophy, essentially you have these groups of nations or whatever, countries, and they are made of people. And people are just like people. Like, let's break it down. People have brain, people have these things, people have consciousness, right? Some people believe in God, some people don't. And these conscious beings, these human beings that you and I are, they have ideas, they have thoughts, and sometimes they can't agree. Sometimes someone thinks, like, let's say, I don't know, someone thinks that rape is good. Someone thinks that. Someone thinks, no, it's not good. And so then we weigh or balance whatever creates the most pleasure or whatever creates the most harm to society. We ban that and stuff like that. And so the ideological warfare is really about like having, let's say, clash or opposite views on an issue. You can take an abortion, for example. There are opposite views on the issue. Some of these views, some of these ideas are not on a national level. Some of these are something like personal ideas. So like if you feel you may be gay, that's like not a national idea. But all of these ideas tie back into something larger above them. So they all come from some pattern of thought, or they all come from some weird philosophy or something like that. These ideas then are being promoted or they are being attacked. And so some of the ideological warfare is happening, let's say, in the media with debates and stuff like that. But this can actually lead to real war. And if you look at all the wars, I challenge you to do this. No, but like if you look at every war that's ever happened, the basis for every war is not, let's say, based on like some logic, whatever. It's based on the idea. So when Americans wanted to invade Germany during the Second World War, it was about protecting, let's say, the West and our ideas, our values of freedom and equality and whatever from Hitler. So America sacrificed thousands and hundreds of thousands of people to die for democracy, to protect the idea, because this then protects the state, which then protects the people around it, and it allows them to live in that state, right? Some people have different government or whatever. So every idea is like that. Every war, if we look at the modern wars, let's say the war in Syria, for example, which is very complicated, where Russia gets involved, US gets involved, this one gets involved. The thing is, yes, there are some different levels of ideas below, but it's also on a national level. It's about influence. And what is influence? Well, it's your idea. So Russian, being Russian, having Russian identity, they have common beliefs. They have traditional conservative values, and they want to spread them. Every system is like that. There is no system on this planet that doesn't want to spread itself, an ideological system. Maybe you can claim that maybe there are native tribes of Eskimos or whatever who are not thinking about spreading their ideas. But essentially, if you come there and you say, like, hey, Eskimos, maybe that's vulgar language, I don't know, Eskimos, can we call them that? Eskimos or Native Americans, by the way, you can't live like this. We're going to occupy your land and make you accept Jesus as your Lord. Is that okay with you? They will all say, no, this is not okay. But then, of course, you kill them or you enslave them, and after a generation or two, you change them. And so, even these small groups of Aborigines or people who live off the land, or they don't really get involved in international politics or wars, even they want to protect their identity, which is tied into their culture, their belief system, their ideas, whatever they value. And they usually value family, or they value their relationships or whatever. And I'm not going to even talk about West. This is not about West, but thanks, Daniel Kelly. That's a good name. Okay. Concept like the West. Yeah. I'm not even talking about West, because this applies to China, this applies to Russia, this applies to Africa, this applies to every continent, but not even the continent. It applies to any sort of level of ideas. So why is this important? Why is it important to get involved in this? I didn't used to think this when I was like younger. Well, if when I was at high school, I was very involved. I was actually very active. I used to organize some protests. I used to meet with politicians and like have this like liberal mindset to like go get them and have these like whatever ideas in my stupid head. Like, this is something good, this is not good, based on whatever I felt or whatever they taught me in the university, which I thought is like very smart. But I think like for the past 8 years before I became Muslim, I kind of disregarded that, because I saw like the level of hypocrisy is so huge in politics, especially on every level in society, that I was like, man, this doesn't make sense. I don't want to stand for nothing. It's like poor. There's no level, there's no system that I want to represent, because I feel like they are all fraud, and they don't deserve my support. This is all bullcrap. Any system, capitalism, communism, Christianity, atheism, all of them, I kind of hate it. And I just said, okay, I'm just going to live my life, whatever. I live in this world as like whatever. I don't want to associate with anything. And I'm just going to make my money. I'm just going to become an entrepreneur. I don't want to do with anything. I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to support anything. I'm going to just live my small, baseless life. And I'm just going to forget about my family values or whatever. I'm just going to live in Prague, make money, and I think this is the purpose of my life now, to just kind of like focus on proving to society that I'm worth something, so that maybe in the future I can get involved in something. But whatever, for now, for 10, 20 years, I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting married. I'm not doing anything. I just want to, like, whatever, focus on myself and explore my potential. And these are all like foreign ideas, especially. And but essentially, I was very, very unhappy with the state of the world on any level. On my family, I didn't like what they were thinking. In school, I didn't like the ideas there. I didn't like the ideas of any nation. I didn't even like the ideas of any philosopher. None of it made sense to me. So I kind of became nihilistic in a sense. But I still thought, like, okay, maybe I'll get out of this. But this was my kind of program. And so why is it important? Because it's impossible to live like that for a long term. So I lived like that for a few years, just kind of minding my own business, paying the rent, making money. Just don't talk to me. Maybe I pay taxes. I don't want to get involved in nothing. Like, you guys do whatever. I didn't even want to read the newspapers. I didn't even know who's the prime minister. I don't care. Leave me alone. I'm going to live my life off the grid. And it's kind of like, it makes sense in this day and age that people see the world like that. If they are not very liberal or conservative, or they don't attach themselves to anything, especially here in the West or Europe, they're like kind of disappointed. Like, what am I supposed to do with my life? Like, I don't believe in anything. But they are not like active atheists or whatever. I'm not talking about religion now. They are just like looking at the world like, this is all pointless. Like, I'm just gonna live my life. Like, I'm just gonna buy my house here and just leave me alone. Like, this is all a nut show. Let me just read a comment first. Assalamu alaikum. Humans find it difficult to understand nuance, so they often prefer these vague ideas controlled by difference. So they have their minds. Yes, yeah, and I'm gonna get to that for sure. And basically, so I'm tying it back again. I was an entrepreneur, not caring about anything, right? And essentially, after a while, it catches up with you. And whether that's a COVID and you sort of get locked down, like, you don't want to get locked down, but you need to obey the government, or you need to obey the World Health Organization, or whatever. You live in a system. You are not an individual. You are part of a modern state nation. Like, you can't just live your bad life on your own. Or you want to hang out with community. You need that. Socially, you need to get involved. So I needed to hang out with people sometimes. And you kind of catch these ideas. And so after a while, I didn't want to really get into politics. I don't care how many people died in Afghanistan or whatever happened to people in Africa. How is that, like, what is that doing to me? I don't care about this. I just want to live my life. But it's impossible to do it like that, because we are programmed, our fitra. This is going against the fitra that I didn't believe in at that time. Anyways, the thing is, that's majority of people that I know. That's majority of people. They actually don't believe in anything. And I'm not saying this from like a religious point of view, anything. So let's say democracy, they don't believe in that, many people, even though they say it. Like, some of the people in my family, they say like, democracy is not great. Like, we shouldn't allow stupid people to vote, or like old people or whatever. I'm like, well, that's pretty anti-human right democracy stuff you're saying, but okay. Or they don't like whatever, they don't like certain things about the world, so they just want to kind of keep to themselves, raise a family, maybe basic Christianity, basic stuff, go to church, have a wedding, that's it. And that's kind of like a surface level life that allows you to like go to have nice vacation or have sporting events and be like okay, post on Facebook stuff. But essentially, you're lacking meaning. You don't have meaning. Like, what is this thing, life, and why do I need to vote? All the politicians lie and steal. Why do I need to get involved in this stuff? And so yeah, and so this is most people actually nowadays. This is the society we created, sort of individualistic lives, very separate from family, just living your own life, focused on your career, but you know it's not going to fulfill you, clicking in spreadsheets and Excel files or coding whatever JavaScript you're doing. You think you're like getting somewhere, and then you know like this is pointless. And then you look at the world and you see like politics, and it's just a mess. And this is most people. And so when you find someone who's like very, like, let's say, passionate about the topic, somebody who represents LGBT, let's say, or somebody who is passionate about human rights, somebody who's passionate about, let's say, Palestine, any topic you can think about. And you kind of look at them like, why is that person so passionate about this? Like, it's meaningless. But the thing is, it's at some point, you need to find out what you believe in at some point in your life. And I was never on board with promoting any system. I actually, even if when I promoted, let's say, capitalism, or I promoted like certain economic beliefs and like, let's say, social liberal values, when in my 10 years ago maybe, I never fully believed it. I had it from like someone else. So I read a book on Adam Smith about private economics, and I saw like, okay, yeah, free market, that makes sense. But there's Karl Marx who wrote against it. Like, so like, why didn't I study that as well? I then looked into it, of course, and then you see like communism and what tremendous horrors it created. But they are not just two things in the world of economics. These are just some guys who wrote something and people took it and went to extreme with it. Like, there must be some level of truth in both of these, but there must be something else. Like, there must be real truth somewhere. It's not in human mind. And everything is like that. Every thing you look into in the world has like some ideas which contradict each other, and you have to pick one. So like, you have to think about like, do I support gay people? I don't know, they're not doing anything to me, but I don't like if they want to raise kids. And you just kind of opt in for some option. Or do I support the military invention in this country? I don't know nothing about it, but I'm sort of white Christian, kind of like whatever. Yeah, I don't want these people here. Like, this is not, they don't belong here. So yeah, for sure. Like, this is how people think. This is literally their thought pattern. Anything you can throw at them like that. Of course, not COVID. COVID rules are very different. But this is how people think. This is how people think, and this is like the end of society. Like, in the future, you're going to be uploaded into the cloud. So universities teach people to repeat information from textbooks, not to think for themselves. Even if you think for yourself, you're never going to get anywhere. You're not reaching any conclusion. And just today, actually, funny story. Me and my wife, who's a Christian, and some of my friends, two Muslim guys, Czech actually converts, we went to a mosque. There should be a presentation or sort of lecture from a Sheikh about, I think, religion and what it means to have your deen and stuff like that. But it kind of ended sooner. And so we went to another mosque in Prague, like we're mosque touring. And my wife knows this, like she's been to many mosques. So even she's Christian, she goes to mosque. So they had a woman section, she and the wife of my friend. And we went to the men's section. They brought them heater and tea and stuff. So she read Slovak Quran and stuff like that. And she told her, the wife who converted, she told my wife that yeah, the reason, which is very funny, the reason why she considered even looking into religions, which is similar to me and similar to many people, is that she studied philosophy at the university. And after a while, she noticed that these philosophies are not really making any sense. Like, there's too many opinions, nobody knows anything, they go against each other, most of these. Some levels of truth are there, like there, of course, but you can never get to any sort of like, okay, what is the truth? Simple question: does the world exist or not? People can't even answer this in philosophy. Second question: okay, does God exist or not? People can't answer that in philosophy. Third question: is freedom good? People can't answer that. Is democracy good? Socrates would tell you, no, it's horrible. It's the worst system. Like, so all the ideas are scrutinized in philosophy, and no one knows what's actually correct. No one knows. And this is what drove her to like, okay, well, if philosophy is not really providing any answers, and they teach you like 17 ways of thinking, but like, okay, but which one is correct? Let me know. They don't know. Then she said, okay, I'm just gonna look into religion. And this is very smart, This is very smart, because usually people say philosophy is haram, you shouldn't look into it. And I agree, like Muslims, born Muslims, shouldn't, you stay out of philosophy. But those who study philosophy or are secular, and they then look into religion, they will be so, it's so different, because religion gives you this certainty. But then you just need to, okay, say like, okay, this religion makes so many claims. How do I verify it? How do I know this is true? By process of elimination, you get to one. And we know which one it is, right? But inshallah, this is exactly how many converts go through it. Like, I also looked into different religions, and I saw like none of them makes much sense. Like, I don't believe in Brahma and elephant gods, monkey gods, all that stuff. So anyways, that's besides the point. But I was saying that the philosophy is very unclear about what to believe in, and the whole world is in the state of this information, let's say information slash ideological warfare. And so it's very clear that we need to get involved, especially as Muslims, and show them like, okay, this is what we believe in, this is our claim, and every question you have, everything, freedom, this, how do we balance career, how do I have a successful marriage, how do I how do I whatever, create like culture, good society, how do I minimize crime, how do I minimize drug abuse, how do I minimize predatory lending, what do I do in the case that whatever, I have a divorce, how do I inherit people's wealth, how do I get married to someone, how do I pick a partner, where do I how what's my relationship with my parents. All these things, these are like kind of family things. But then on a national level, like, okay, what is justice, what does justice look like, what's the punishment for this, for the crime of sleeping with someone else? It can be nothing. What's the punishment for stealing? And all these things are answered in very much detail in Islam. And when you have this certainty, and it's built on a foundation that's rock solid, which is the Quran and Sunnah, and then you have whatever you want to throw at that, your kind of like first person experiences, spiritual things. This is very strong. Like your belief, you're so lucky. You have this belief that's like strong. Like like what's right. You know what's wrong. You know that because the source gave you the instructions. Otherwise, you would never come to conclusion. As a philosopher, or as somebody who would just live your life outside of society, building your house, like building individualistic life, you would never come to any conclusion. You would be like blind man just swimming in the sea of nonsense. And then at the end, you would be like dying, and you would still don't know what this was about. And then you die. Like, what a waste of life, that you didn't even realize that you have a purpose. Like, you understand this? What a waste of life to just like buy a house and just enjoy something. Like, okay, but is that your purpose? Was that the reason why you were created? Okay, if there's no reason, then believe that, act upon it. But you just kind of float, you don't think about this, and then it catches up with you. You're too old, you can't do much. And it's, mashallah, it's pretty crazy. This is how people live. They don't see, like, I always picture myself, if Allah gives me 70, 80 years, like being on a deathbed and just being like, okay, I did my part. At least I did what I could. I don't regret much stuff. And all these things, like I went to Belgium, right, for this video shoot that I did for this documentary. And then I went to Germany and Luxembourg. And basically, I didn't have to do that. There is no incentive in this material world for me to do that. It's not going to get that many views on YouTube. I need to spend a lot of money. Like, I need to pay for gas, for car. I need to pay for 2 nights at a hotel room. I need to go to a country where there's different COVID rules. There's danger. People are protesting. I need to go there. I don't know the traffic rules. What? Then I have, I spend 9 hours driving. Insane. 9 hours going somewhere. And for just like a stupid little YouTube video. Like people would look at that like, this doesn't make any sense. Yes, it doesn't. It doesn't on your worldview. It doesn't make any sense because it's not logical. But in my worldview, I look at it like, Subhanallah. Like I have an opportunity to convey the message of Allah. I have the opportunity to speak to people in Belgium, and there's not many people like that on YouTube doing this to show these neighborhoods or whatever. Just go there and just film this stuff and build this kind of content for people to see. And I can do it. I don't have a problem to drive. I don't want to, but it's not up to me. Like I'm doing it for Allah. Or I don't want to go and get tested on COVID or whatever, but it's fine. Like I can still do those things. And so of course it doesn't make sense for somebody like, why would you do this stupid thing? But like on the worldview that is not materialism, that is beyond it, you care about different things. You're motivated with different things. You have different reward system. My reward is not here. I don't want a reward for human beings. I don't need a reward from YouTube. I don't need a reward from anyone. I'm seeking another reward. And so this is like such a revolutionary thought. And by praying 5 times a day, you get like really connected to the source, to Allah. And subhanallah, it's just such a pain to see that people don't have this when I look. And I'm not here to say like, oh, I'm gonna convert everybody to Islam. But it's just painful to see, like, not that I have all the answers, but I have the connection and I see it clearly, and it's night and day. The way I was to now, it's night and day. I'm a completely different human, even though I still am stupid and doing stupid stuff sometimes, but I'm a like different human being. I have different values and everything is different. And so, but I just feel sad, like people haven't still grasped it. And then I have started another channel. I have a Slovak YouTube channel now. I made a video, and I'm being attacked. Let's say somebody said like, F you, you're dumb, whatever. Like this is not fun. Like imagine you have to go publicly in your country where they don't heard about Islam to talk about it. People hate it, and they will say like, you're stupid, whatever. Like this is not nice. Like this doesn't feel good. Like I feel like, SubhanAllah, should I do this? Should I? But like then I have no choice. Like I don't care about this stuff from this world, right? And so this is the ideological warfare I'm talking about. Like I need to get involved. Like who else is gonna do this? No one else wants to do this. The Uyghur protest is this Friday. We have a protest in front of Chinese embassy. Look at this, guys. This is what I printed out. The Uyghur protest in Prague. Then I have a date, Chinese embassy, and we have Sahih Bukhari, is it? Let me read it out. The parable of the believers in their affection, mercy, and compassion for each other is that of a body. When any limb aches, the whole body reacts with sleeplessness and fever. Sahih al-Bukhari. I have a Czech and English poster, and I wanted to post this in mosques. They won't let me. People are scared. People don't want to touch this issue. And I understand there's political reasons, plus there may be some sects of Islam think this is not proper to get involved in this stuff. I understand that. That's completely okay. But there's so many like levels like of uncomfortable things that I don't want to do. Personally, I don't want to organize this. But I just feel like I need to do it. Not for myself, but there's no one else thinking about Uyghurs here. It's not like it's gonna change the world. It's like 10 people, if 20 people show up, like I'm gonna be very happy. But it's just like sometimes I feel like it's pretty difficult, and at the times you need this, you need Tawheed. That's it. But anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, that this Friday we have the Uyghur protest. If you are in Prague, by the way, stop by the Chinese embassy. I'm gonna be there screaming at the Chinese people. No, Chinese government, not people. Chinese people are okay. But all these things are not pleasant. Like traveling to Belgium, organizing this protest, people are like, I need to go to the office of Prague and say this, and they are like this is always like, anytime you want to be active, let's say you have an idea you believe in. I believe in Islam. So I want to not, I don't need to directly promote Islam. I can just show the injustice, let's say, with the Uyghurs, or I can go to Belgium and do that. And this is like secondary, let's say, promotion, right? And anytime I need to do this, it's kind of like levels of like barrier you need to get through, and you kind of at every stage you think this is pointless, 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 and everyone is saying like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Like I went to Belgium, right, to meet these guys that we shot the documentary with, and some of my friends from my mosque here told me like, you shouldn't go there. There can be terrorists who can recruit you. I'm like, subhanallah, like, qadar of Allah. If they are, then whatever. I'm not gonna, like, I trust Allah that He chose this. Like, I'm not gonna not go to Belgium just because maybe there is like one terrorist somewhere. So, you see, all these things we have this problem with. Anyways, so this is why it's important for you as a Muslim, because we are limited in number, not in number, but like, let's say in Europe maybe like there's not many, and the we need to be active, because as you saw maybe even from the documentary, people are scared. Muslims are scared. Muslims are scared to speak out. Many don't want to be on camera. They are feeling that they could be deported. They can be attacked politically, physically, and since ideas are dangerous, and if we let these ideas grow in our society, Islamophobic ideas or whatever ideas you want to picture, like freedom until you rape a dog, those ideas will then affect us in the long run, and they will affect your kids for sure. Your kids will be affected by this if you raise them in that environment. And so, if you don't stand up and say something, at least in some way, this is gonna be a problem. And so, yeah, it's just that if you live your life individualistic, you're gonna have a problem. And the same goes for Muslims. Like if you live as like you have 100,000 Muslims in one neighborhood, and you just live there and you don't want to get involved with anyone, that's not good. That's not good. You need to contribute. Let's say you live in Belgium, you need to contribute to the Belgium society somehow. I know there's many problems and there's all these things, but you need to show the people there that, hey, yes, we dress differently, we have a different belief system, and we don't drink, we don't do these things as you guys do, but we can help you. Let's think of a way how we can help each other. Set up a charity organization, set up a school. I know these are poor neighborhoods and stuff, but like, you need to interact with the majority population, even though they will never understand you. At least you need to get their respect, and you need to become active. So you need to learn the language, you need to learn all these things to be integrated. I'm not saying integrated to lose your deen and lose all these things, but you need, if you live in a non-Muslim land, you need to get acquainted, you need to like become one of like the parts of that nation. The same as in Russia, for example. You have Chechens or people in Dagestan. They have Sharia, they have all their rules, they have everything according to Islam in that autonomous republic. But overall, they live in Russia, which is non Muslim. And they speak Russian, they support the federation or whatever. But Russians understand that Chechen people have different culture and you will never change them. So they let them keep their laws or whatever, their culture, and they don't interact with it. But in exchange, they support Russia on international scale. Good deal. Good deal. This is what you need to do if you have a large minority living in some European country. You can't just leave them live there. You can't, first of all, the nation can't change them because they will never change uh, just quickly. And then the second, if these people are left like in some neighborhoods and no one cares about them, that's not good as well, because people see them as like aliens. Anyways, let me just read some comments because I'm getting heated. Woo. All right. Many people who travel to Muslim lands say people are incredibly welcoming. Yeah, it's true. It's true. People don't have bad intentions usually. I mean, of course, there might be some, but inshallah, one more announcement. Can't believe I'm doing this again, but yeah, I will be going to Malaysia, inshallah, in January. We're gonna book our flight with my wife, and we're going to spend 1 or 2 months in Malaysia. So Subhanallah, I'm gonna have many videos from Malaysia, inshallah, and I just look forward to it. I've never lived in a Muslim country. I've been to Turkey twice, overall 15, 16 days. But if I live in Malaysia, in like next to the sea, in like some neighborhood, it's gonna be really interesting. So I look forward to that. Hello from Australia. Hey, what's up, man? Aussie, that's far away. Have you watched the latest episode, Dean Show? No, 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 I haven't. What's it about? Let me know, Joe. I don't watch the Dean Show that much. I saw some of the episodes. Read Julius Evola. I like this, like, some people, like, this is, I like these comments, like, read this, do this. I have many things, like some crazy Turkish guy is sending me messages on Facebook, and he's always like, do this, follow this. Like, he's sending me links. I never open it. I like completely ignore it, and he's always doing it. Like, anytime you just say do this, I will ignore you because that's stupid. Like, how can you just say read this? Anyways, it's just my way of coping with it. Malaysia, what's going on? Which part are you from? Terengganu? Let me know. That's where I want to go. A lot of people kind of have the truth these days, but they don't have the truth because it's easy. There is no truth, and truth essentially is a religious concept. You can look it up. Truth doesn't exist in a secular world. Hey, ugh, it's so easy to argue sometimes. So many people don't have the answers and don't care to find the answers. They want to live and enjoy life. Don't care about what will happen after death. God is the least people care about today. It's crazy. True, 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 true. Yeah, it's kind of hard. Kind of strange. It's kind of strange because you need to reflect, because people are too caught up in like content. Like, they watch Facebook or whatever, they watch the phone, they go home, they are on the internet, then they watch Netflix. They never have like a 30-minute window for them to just think, because they go to let's say a metro station or subway, they put a headphone and they listen to music. They go to work, they have to work, they go from work, they put the thing, they listen to music, then they go home, they watch something. So essentially they never have a simple, like, 1 hour of just thinking, reflecting on your life. They never have this. And then they are like, I need a vacation. And they get drunk and they again, and this just repeats, repeats, repeats. So this is the problem. Like, you need to just cut it and just, like, whatever. If you're watching this and you're non-Muslim, just cut everything and spend 1 or 2 days just cut off from everything and just reflect on your life. Did you achieve what you want? What do you think is the purpose of your life? Where did you come from? Did you decide to live? And where are you going? What's the point of this entire existence that you have? And what will happen when you die? Think about those things, reflect. And after a while, you'll be like, I need some answers. The thing is, I had an argument with like some guy in my community, some Muslim guy in my country, about this. Like, I said, like, Islam is the true religion and I don't believe in Christianity. And he said, like, well, man, we should really respect everyone, and this is fanatical what you're saying. I was like, how is it fanatical? Because you say that Christianity is not true. And I'm just like, well, I have facts to support this. Like, I have the Council of Nicaea, the latest councils, then the Bible, the Gospels, who are anonymous. All these things are there to show you, like, these are the falsification is there. So, by process of elimination, of course, Islam is the most coherent theology. What's the problem? You shouldn't say this. This is not nice. I know it's nice. I know it doesn't sound nice to Christians. And I'm not going to say this to Christians like, hey, you're wrong. Your entire belief system should be thrown out. But I have my right to say it. If somebody is asking me, I don't believe Christianity is correct. If they want to know why, I'll tell them. I'm not going to tell everyone, like, hey, why you follow Christianity? Why you go to church? Oh, do whatever you want. Like, do whatever you want. Don't believe, believe, whatever you want to do. When you die, you'll meet the angel of death. That's when it all. This is simple. Like, so Yeah, I don't think like just saying like Islam is true is like some controversial fanatical statement, because I can logically, we can sit down, give me all your religions, and I'll give you good reasons to believe Islam is true. And then if you disagree, then that's fine. And I'm not here to intolerate Christians, or I'm not tolerating this religion. They can do whatever they want, as long as we can do whatever we want. I don't want to subjugate them. I don't want to kill them. I don't want to do anything to them. But I can say, like, hey, I don't think God has three persons. That's fanatical. Maybe. I think there's just one. Mail going to your mom, the job of knowing a lot. Inshallah. If there is a God, intrusion or arrogance can be hard to follow. Most people don't really have time. SubhanAllah, Daniel, this is something I wanted to talk about as well. Like, you don't really need long arguments. You don't really need cosmological arguments to understand God, because it's fitra, it's your natural predisposition. So you can just say to someone like, hey, there's just one God, these are the prophets, and they will believe. And someone will need more answers, and someone will need more and more and more. So I actually believe, I think I'll make a video on this, that cosmological arguments actually don't build any faith. They don't build anything for Muslims. They are there to justify Islam to like secular world, but they don't believe Aqidah. They don't build Aqidah. That's built on the Quran, the Sunnah, and everything else. They are there to just come to conclusion that there might be a creator, and it's more likely that there is a creator. It's probably true, and then the faith is not built on these arguments. So essentially, you don't need them that much. But yeah, you can use different sort of. You don't even need to use arguments. People should come to conclusion on their own. Yeah, rationalism. Inshallah. Salam. People care about the image, don't speak out. I know. It's unfortunate. People should fear Allah, right? On the first place. Then, of course, society is. Especially those people spoke about earlier who just judge you for even caring about these issues. Yeah. I mean, it's not like we're pursuing something different. We're not after this world, so it's something people can't wrap their head around. Have you seen DH new video? What's this DH? Let me know. Is this the Dean show? Whatever. Malaysia is incredibly beautiful. I've been there 6 times. SubhanAllah, 6 times? It's awesome. Do this one, you'll know the real truth. Alienation. It's a good. What a comment, Mr. Rorschach. I actually know this guy. That's from. What's the movie? I watched this movie. I don't know, a while ago. It's extremism to say idea is false these days. Yeah, like, isn't that crazy? Like, okay, disregard everything. How can the idea that this pen exists and it doesn't exist at the same time, which one is true? Well, it exists. It's here. I can touch it. Okay, maybe in some metaphysical sense it doesn't exist, but here it exists. Does it have blue color? Yes. So if I say it's red, it's not the same as if I said it's blue. And so this is the simple thing. Like, we apply this concept on society, and we say, like, okay, I don't believe that, let's say, if poor people have problem paying off their loans and you provide them with more loans to pay those loans, I don't believe this will lead to good outcomes. That's not extremist to say this. And we can use this. You can scrutinize anything. Ay. What's your opinion on to counter an argument from someone who uses emotion to support the TV community? I find it hard to. So again, what's your opinion on how to counter an argument from someone who uses emotion to support the LGBT? I find it hard to talk about this. Oh, you find it hard. Well, don't talk about it. Like, I don't think this is a topic worth discussing because it's such a hot button issue. You need to be smart, right? You can't just say to people who support this, like, okay, let's discuss this. But you can just start asking them questions, just simple questions. Uh, I don't have any argument, really. I never came across this like in real debates. You can just ask, okay, so let me see some research or whatever. I mean, I looked at some research, especially with the trans athlete that I've done, which was based on, you can use science, so you can use scientific evidence, and you can ask them about the level of testosterone versus estrogen. And even if you change your physical, let's say you change your body, can you can you ever become, if I change my body, my whatever, I take hormones and I change my body, I do this, can I become a woman in 100% way in 10 years of whatever operations? Can I be like 100% a woman? No. You will still miss your reproductive organs, right? Because a woman has a reproductive organ. You can change your body, but you will never be like a woman. You can ask that. Like, you can ask, like, okay, when does a man become a woman? At what stage? Like, and how long should it take? And like, if you have a woman body but you don't have these organs, what makes a woman a woman? Woman is a woman because she can give birth to babies and she can create life in her womb. You will never do that. So, are you a woman technically? Even if you change your appearance, you may be trans woman, but you're not a woman. Anyways, I don't want to get banned, so I'm not gonna touch this topic. But you can just ask them. Like, this is simple. Muslim guys saying Christianity is true. Yeah, strange stuff. Yeah, I have this guy who always says like, Jan, I think contingency argument is really good or whatever, but I don't know if Islam is the truth. Can you help me? I'm like, dude, I have nothing to help you. Like, if you don't see it like that, then you have a problem. I'm 100% convinced. So, you know, besides the miracles, besides everything, just look at the message. Look at the claim of Islam. What's the claim of Islam? There's just one God, all powerful, all knowing, all everything. Uh, there were prophets sent to humanity. They all said there's just one God, worship one God. People didn't listen. Then came the final prophet who brought the revelation, who you have available now, and you read it. Then once you start practicing it, you'll see the benefits, and that's it. Like you need your first person experience. You need to be able, you need to get humbled before Allah, which means you need to get on your knees and put your head on the floor. And when you do that and you sincerely pray, that's when you see the benefit. You won't see it by looking at it on like, okay, I'm looking at the benefit of praying. You don't know what you're talking about. It's like Al Ghazali said in the book. His student was writing to him, "What's it like to have sex?" And Al Ghazali said, like, I thought you are just I thought you were seeking some knowledge, whatever, but I didn't know you're also very stupid. And he was like, what do you mean by this? Well, you can't explain what's it like to have sex to someone who never had it. You need to experience it to understand what's it like. I can't explain to you what it is. You need to have the first person experience. It's not something you learn from theory. And the same thing is like, what's it like when you drive a car? I can't explain it to my, let's say I have a son and he's 10 and he wants to drive a car. Like, I can talk to him whatever I want, but until he sits down and, goes and moves with the car, that's the experience that matters. So I can talk to you about Islam all day, but like, you need to get down and start praying. That's when you see it. Easy peasy. Yeah, I actually talked to Daniel and he will allow me to reuse his material, the polytheism, which is brilliant. And we will dab it in my language with my face and we'll put it on my Slovak YouTube. I think this video will blow up in my country. Watchman, yes. Daniel, I can't get you. Watchman. Ask them when they will give identity to all letters of the alphabet. What? Oh yeah, good one. You're hurting trans women. No, they can do whatever they want. Like if you believe this, then do it. I'm just saying, like, hey, this is not. This is probably something weird. Anyways, I think it's been 50 minutes, so thank you guys for stopping by. So again, I'm just gonna get involved. Get involved. If you see like, if you see something in your country and you see no one's doing about it, nothing, like you see, like you can organize a Uyghur protest, you can do that, or you can go and do a video on YouTube. I don't know, you can do so many things. So do it, don't wait, because Allah will ask you, what did you do for the ummah? What did you do? You had the money, or you had the time, or you were a student, whatever. You could figure out what to do, but you just sat on YouTube and watched YouTube. It's not good. So you could get involved, and you need to get involved. So anything you can think about, anything that you see a problem, address it. Two people show up, good. I see a problem with Uyghurs, no one's addressing it here. I'm gonna do it. Maybe no one show up, it's fine. I see a problem with this, whatever. I do it. It's fine. So do it. And as I said, I'll have more video about the mosque in the Cologne that was beautiful in Germany, and then I visited many churches. So I want to show you that as well. It's gonna be like another travel video. Then since January, I'll be in Malaysia, inshallah, from like mid-January. This would be amazing. Then Uyghurs on Friday. Maybe I'll have a video from the protest. Maybe I'll share that. And that's it. So thank you guys for stopping by. And please, if you have time, go and comment on that video from Brussels, because every comment helps the algorithm. And I really took some time with that video, so please help me out, because I need that video to be kind of successful. Every comment helps. From every comment, you get a reward, inshallah. So please help it grow. And yeah, thank you for stopping by. I watched your video with blogging theology. I find hypocrisy in Bible not to talked about so much. To not be talked about. Yeah, just don't want to offend many people. Anyways, assalamu alaikum. And we can catch up in the future. Which video? The video is my latest video about Brussels. That's the video. I don't have it, but I found also what does God say? I say haram. Yeah, that's good. Look, Christian prince, all this stuff. I don't care about any Christian prince. People who don't show their face are like weird. And I think Muslims the same. Like if Muslims don't show their face, it's weird. Anyways, guys, it was nice talking to you. Let's meet again, inshallah. Have a nice weekend.